They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabi. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bust shit out. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabi. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army. Going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, Kimo Sabe got this bitch off the hand. Got this juice, got this drip. About to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, Kimo Sabe. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bust shit out.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black lock, red drums, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, Kimo Sabe. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bust shit out.
For homicide detectives, the clock starts ticking. The moment they are called, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
I do anything to keep my brother safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. You will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my daughter safe. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. Sitting in that room, hear the interrogator's voice. They asking why I do it, I tell them I had no choice. Couldn't take a threat or a risk to my family, so throw the book at me, I take them charges happily. Ain't no need for no polygraph, so forensics. I put that fucker in a body bag, I'll admit it. Fuck a sentence or the jury that will convict me. They don't understand, it's my family, they represent me. So for them, I risk my freedom, roll the dice. I ain't got much more for you crackers, go ahead and give me life. You don't know what it's like for the people that you love. They ain't there to give salutes, they ain't there to give you hugs. The same that done pulled me from the dirt and from the mud, it's gone because of who? Y'all rather shed your blood. My brother's kids like my other kids. If you touch them, fuck around, get another bid, plus 10. put me in the Supermax. I get super jacked, working out every day. Canteen super stack, cool with that. Long as it mean my daughter's safe. My brother's winning, that's a chance I take. Still my fate. I do anything to keep my brothers safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. I got wives that done gave they all to stand beside me. Kids that can't see me fall, look at me proudly. Respected by men with honor up on their names. You harm one of them, I promise that you'll see pain. I'm one West train, made an oath to uphold it. Stood with my back against the wall, never folded. Grew up in the city where the love ain't brotherly. I ain't had too many friends, I ain't need the company. I'm my father's son, so I'm cool, just don't fuck with me. I say that you my homie, you're my brother, then you stuck with me. Never turn my back on mine, it's to the dirt. You cross them across that line, I end you first. But only make it worse, cause loyalty hard to find. Never think cause you out of sight, you out of mind. And I don't mind dying now, cause reincarnation got me coming back. Same scars in my heart aching. Be parlaying with killers from all places. Every last one of them for me a broad day shit. So what you think, I won't do it for them? Once they let me out the cell, shit, I do it again. It's for the family. I do anything to keep my brothers safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my people safe. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48.
Baby, no listen to no fake news, them can't. Could do all it out and them never fear news. Notice I just be a bad bitch, I get forward from with you. But the one you have feel good girl them lazy. She never did a pictures, I rate it. Never did a pictures, half naked. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a pictures, half naked. Never did a pictures, R rated. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. I know every girl a wife material. I know every girl forget the juice in my seed bag. I know every girl me trust to cook my food, nor boil my tea, not even put the milk in the cereal. Me like a catty when medieval. When we wash for cook for clean and no fuss. When she hear me get a new girl, I know that me mean when me say me fight me demons. Multiple wife legally, no illegal. Yeah, straight, me go crazy. I know every catty can be my first lady. I know every press plus body done pay for plus Tatiana no fit in and no mercy. When me say oh luxury dolly fi nurse baby, a trouble when luxury dolly turn old lady. So big up every girl we don't lazy. Your body big, but why your mommy donate it? I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R rated. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She now wait pan money for reach her and donation. She make reach her man donation. 100 and run, but he waste gal a pull her fi leave her man, but she stay strong. She know say them are no friends, them are haters. Them sleep with every man in a the acre. Can't get nobody fi stay long and want the advice for relation. Baby, no listen to no fake news. Them can't keep a man cause them never stay true. Could do all it out and them never pay dues. Never shut them out and them wicked and cruel, eh? Bag a man a rush but them just a get yours. Everything them have them did a fear blows. Instagram live them nude for the views. Baby that I know you though. Sure, I rate it. Never did a pictures half naked. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a pictures half naked. Never did a pictures R rated. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. One wish.
let's clap it up. Yeah, Mr. Shabrak, thumb.
Yeah, how much about thumb?
Yo, Shashakata.
Hey, how y'all doing out here?
Good. Doing too well, okay.
No sign Christ, man. No sign Christ. Y'all sound like Tennessee. Take all the energy. Man.
No. I was looking at the I don't know how to change the name on it.
I got you for sure. I got you with it right now.
All right, Tawada.
I got you with it right now.
Ash looking like the real Capitan.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, captains?
Yeah, what's going on?
Captain.
Hey, Tawada.
And I saw that article with that I started to read it with that group that run through Texas.
Con.
Yeah, that's what.
Which was that's like the black militia.
Con, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think they're the black militia.
Some fringe black group, you know, that I think trying to quote unquote fight for reparations.
I don't know. I think to be a militia, the operative word is militant.
Right.
That's the operative word in there.
Right.
You can't be militant if an ounce of weed is going force you to take a break. Yeah, I mean, if your guns go on safety for some weed, then you're not militant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you're not militant at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we're gonna get it in tonight for sure. We have a few things I think Florida gonna jump into. Let's give a little feedback on the storm that came through. Or did Florida get the whole taste of the hurricane, or
they
was
got
more
the
so the
taste.
storm?
They got
you got a nice taste of it.
The west coast of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Real nice taste.
Yeah. Okay, he definitely gonna come in and give us a little bit of feedback and onto what it is. You know what I mean? So of course, always on the inside tonight, coming live from Tennessee. Yeah, Captain Nathak and Captain Khan from Yard rocking it out down there from Tennessee. You know what I mean? Big congratulations to the new 10,000 Captain Tharara. I don't know if he in the building, but if he hearing me, brother, congratulations on that work. Well deserved, brother. Been holding down that thing for a minute. So of course, if he's down there, you're welcome to come up on the set too. Chime in. You know what I mean? And of course, Captain Ash holding it all the way down. One of the most glorious braves in Israel, holding that whole thing down there. Puerto Rico, rocking DC or rocking Virginia, Baltimore. You know what I mean? Ash is definitely moving in zones, in and out of zones, and overseas. You know what I mean? So of course we're gonna put together a show tonight. I don't know about y'all, but I have a Silaki Ash, you was about to say something?
Yeah, just the beard. I gotta introduce the beard now, Mr.
Oh yeah, Silaki. Last on the panel, you know. Yeah, we had to introduce the beard, yes, royal and lawful as could be. Yeah, I mean, right. No Rogaine. That ain't no Rogaine.
Hell no.
Right. I mean, that's real gains.
That's right.
It's real gain, not Rogaine. Yeah, I mean,
aged like fine wine.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. They ain't understanding. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I know so much stories going on the earth tonight, but boy, that Jeffrey Dahmer boy. I mean,
oh yeah.
Salakia. Listen to that. Of course, we definitely hearing about Jeffrey Dahmer growing up and into adulthood. But I was in 2 and 3 parts over that damn series. I don't know how much brothers actually took it in. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't get a chance to see it. But I was hearing about it.
Is it a docuseries?
Netflix makes some like a series of it.
Okay.
Of course, they're doing it to make that money.
Yeah.
And but I started to watch it, then I couldn't watch it no more because in the beginning there's all that damn homoerotic bullshit.
Right.
But then they get to, they show you all his fetishes, and then they get to him and all these victims. Then I stopped watching because they're trying to explain his psychosis, damn it. You know what I mean? It's damn near like they're trying to make us understand what made Jeffrey do this. And frankly, I don't care, you know, I don't want to know how bad his father was. I don't care. I don't care if his mother was a drug addict and she used to scream at the daddy, because when it comes to us, they don't ever give the public anything to make us seem humane. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's absolutely 1% correct. Like even this serial killer's got to be more human.
Yeah.
Unless it's black and brown people, no, we just a bunch of animals.
We just animals, exactly.
What killed me though is like they might put a spotlight on Jeffrey Dahmer, on Ed Gaines, who's the one that had the idea to make Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the characters in Silence of the Lamb, and also the movie Psycho. They got it off of that guy, right?
Okay.
What's his name? John Wayne Gacy, and many others like them, but they never talk about other mass murderers like Andrew Jackson, like Abraham Lincoln, like George Washington. Those mass murderers never get spoken about, except for I.S.U.P.K.
That's a heavy point there. That's a heavy point. I didn't even think about that. Like you so right. Like there's mass murderers that get celebrated, full on celebrated.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like Jeffrey Dahmer, he ain't the first one to be celebrated either. Like you so right, you know what I mean? Or damn near all the presidents. Forget about the Queen. They just buried one of the greatest mass murderers, serial killers.
There you go.
Of, you know, I don't know, of this millennia. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like you so right, like you was absolutely right with that. You know. So yeah, man, I definitely wanna get into it a little bit, because I definitely watched some of it. I didn't watch every single one. I was gonna abandon the series till one brother tell me how it ended. I say, okay, I'm gonna go watch the last episode. The last episode gave me a little ounce of justice. So like,
that's the big up. I'm not trying to plug Netflix, but yes, like you said, their bottom line is to make some money, but they be making some good docuseries. I can't front, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They, you know, it's at least worth watching. You learn something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gonna for sure know, you know, more than you would. And of course, you know, we in that whole Gen Z generation who don't really know too much about stuff in the past, and you know, with this whole internet, the swiping era, the 3-second attention era. Like if it's not in a TikTok or a reel, they don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? So it definitely, I think for the most part of what they showed, it was very, very accurate.
What you talking about with Jeffrey Dahmer and that movie they make on them?
Not the movie. I think there's a movie on Netflix, but then there's a series, a 10-episode series.
Yeah, I mean the series.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie. So I heard they have a movie with him. Right, a newer version. I know there's an old one, but there's a newer version with him on Netflix too. But then that series is the one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they always be doing that with the so-called oppressor, like the ones that make history doing evil. They always try to make them look like, okay, well, this is the reason why he possibly did this.
Right.
I always try to make them look, you know what I mean, as Khan was saying, like they try to make them look like human. You know what I mean? When they straight up animals, like Jeffrey Dahmer, he should not have been in prison. If he was there, he should have been on death row, or they should have put him in some asylum and throw the keys away.
Right.
Put him in a straight jacket and just feed him, force feed him or whatever, feed him for the rest of their life, because he doesn't know what to put on his menu, but flesh.
That's right.
And blood. You understand what I'm saying? You got to feed him. Or you got to put him in the graveyard. You know what I mean?
Hey, if I could, you know, speaking of eating flesh, man, y'all heard of the term delectable Negro?
Yeah.
They were like, why they don't bring about the history? They highlight Jeffrey Dahmer, but they don't talk about all those that ate black people.
That's a book they made too, right?
But you know, historically that did happen. When what I hear, it was some nastiness from the Edomites you know, or what they was eating. I'm not gonna bring it up, but you can just look it up. You know? So it ain't far fetched because they did make purses and shoes and wallets and belts out of black people's skin. So all that is not far fetched, you know.
Right.
Speaking of mass murderers, they don't talk about Christopher Columbus enough.
Right.
You know. They don't talk about Ponce de Leon and all the atrocities that he did. You know.
And those are, you know, serial mass murders. You know what I mean? And they listen, before Netflix, them niggas was writing their own movie. They did their journals and about how, you know, how much people they killed and how they killed them and how they liked killing them. You know what I mean? Like that one who had that plantation in Jamaica, Thomas Thistlewood.
Yes.
He had the diaries of how he would rape the slaves and which slave raped the best and who fought back the most and which one he liked. Like he made a detailed description of how much slaves he would rape and how he would rape them and how they received the rape.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they once again would try to humanize the oppressor. They would try to make him seem like, you know, this is behavior that is worth studying, that you could understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm looking for the video. There's a part in that series, brother, where the cops is interrogating him, and they're asking him, you know, what he looked for. You know, what did he look for in his victims? Now, I need to for sure go back and see if this is, you know, straight from the real interviews. But again, for the most part, they say in the series is so accurate. And don't you know this Jeffrey Dahmer said, I mainly look for black, Chicano, and Indian, but Native Indian people. Native Indian men. He said, because they were so beautiful to me. And I'm like, what else is there to let us know who we are?
Exactly.
And like that's who he wanted.
Exactly.
Now he did jump on some Vietnamese boys and shit, but his fetish was the children of Israel.
Right.
It's ridiculous, brother.
Right. And why does that spirit attract to us? Like you said, it's spiritual. Like you know, like it just goes to show you that unclean spirit, how it goes at God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Like why we not supposed to be in agreement with that lifestyle, that LGBTQI lifestyle. I believe he was gay, am I right? I believe he was gay.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the dark side of the rainbow. They don't talk about none of that. They don't talk about how and listen, there was another story too. I'm glad this story coming out because there was another story in Louisiana just this week where a white boy, 18, he met a gay man on this app and he tried to eat him.
Damn.
That happened. I'm gonna see if I can probably find that article. He is almost Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0. He was in Lafayette, Louisiana. And he met a gay man on this app. I think it's called Grindr. And he was trying, right. He tried to eat this man. He tried to kill him and eat him. Now, so there's a connection between that type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I hate to even use the word lifestyle because there's no alternative life, but it just shows you, like you said, Captain, like why was we the top choice on the menu when it came to him eating someone, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, man? There's something spiritual about that, man.
Damn, brother, if I show you this devil here is sicker. Let me see if I get a picture. Go ahead, Slack. Yeah,
I was going to say to back up what Captain Kahan was saying in that now, you know, when we bring up every bit of the scripture where it says, trust him not, you know what I'm saying? Trust him not, though he come crouching, trust him not. It's for a purpose that the Lord told us to trust him not. You know what I'm saying? Not just because he's racist, not just because he's a criminal, but this is a monster. The man Gen.YAHANNA always reminds us this is a monster, and we got to understand that. You know what I mean? Monsters have no feeling towards real people. You know what I'm saying? Monsters, all they care about is feeding their malignant desire. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Now, I believe another situation where they had a homosexual serial killer. It was a Democratic. He was one of the big donations to the Democratic Party. A guy named Ed Buck. He was catching homosexuals, and they was finding a whole bunch of black men in his mansion dying overdosing off drugs. Gay black men. So once again, you're dealing with a predatory, unclean spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then nobody wants to talk about the LGBTQI community don't want to deal with real issues. There he go right there. Look at this crap here. You know
this is one from Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir. That's the one right there. That was trying. So what you had right here was almost a Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0.
Yeah.
Like
he said he was a fan. I think that's what the article said. The article said he was a fan of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh my goodness.
He was a fan of Jeffrey Dahmer.
That is ill.
So he killed him, man.
So you could imagine this dude right there, just watching them or reading up on Jeffrey Dahmer, and his mouth salivating because he wanted to try a person.
Right.
That's ill.
Okay, I don't think he get to kill him. They say he intended to kill him, and to for the purpose of satisfying his homicidal urges, and planned to continue murdering until he was caught or killed. He wanted to dismember the man he kidnapped. He got to kidnap him, but he didn't kidnap. He didn't kill him.
And they don't. If I can, Captain, see, please. And they leave out certain parts, like he had sex with the man.
Yeah.
They leave those. See, they leave those parts out to say, well, he had a homicidal intention, but not a homosexual intention. Those two intersect in these situations. But see, nobody wants to talk about that in the gay community. The gay community to everybody else, with the picture they would like to paint is they're harmless.
Right.
They had a golden opportunity with the whole thing with the children. They had a golden opportunity when it comes to situations like this to speak out against it, even with Brittany Griner, to speak out against, to have some kind of, but they don't have morality. You know what I'm saying? It's a lust-filled, unclean spirit, and they don't even want these things to come out. They're not happy about this Jeffrey Dahmer thing because now it puts them in an uncomfortable position to have the uncomfortable conversation. Does this happen in the LGBTQI community? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you saw right now, and okay. And what I think what really gave this thing its legs is that initially Netflix had categorized this Dahmer documentary in the LGBTQ section. Initially, that's where they categorized Dahmer. They put it in the LGBTQ section, and they was mad about it, and they protested, that being included in the LGBTQ, categories.
Right.
On Netflix. Let me see if I find the
That's heavy.
So initially it was in there. You see that last line? That last line would be what was there before on Netflix. Right? You see the little homoerotic man laying down on the bed, some old sex addiction, something, and Dahmer, and this was top 10. And had the LGBTQ tag.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even the one on top with your name engraved herein. This is 2 men. And the footloose, 2 men. So this was originally identified by Netflix as, LGBTQ, for want of a better word, entertainment.
Right.
Or LGBTQ, selection. And they were furious over the shit.
Ain't that something? And you know what, Captain? We close to Halloween. So now the LGBTQI, you might just make it an LGBTQI horror film.
That's all right.
This is the let's go all the way.
Yeah.
Let's go all the way with this. Don't stop. Don't try to see. They don't want to have no. That's why they came at Dave Chappelle. They come in because they don't want any, even a comedic form of truth.
Right.
They don't want a dramatic form of truth, a horror form of truth. They don't want no form of truth when it comes to their quote unquote community.
Yep.
I yield, sir.
No, you're right. Like they don't want to face it. Hold on. Listen, I'm good night. If I could get us to move, brother, and they're so hypocritical. They really just like spoiled children when it comes down to it. They really spoiled kids. Look at what it says here, right? It says Netflix removed LGBTQ tag from Dahmer series after backlash from viewers. Quote, "This is not the representation we were looking for." End quote. So what do you want? What's your problem? Like, I don't understand this shit.
This is ridiculous.
What do you want? This is not the representation you want. So what do you want? You want Superman to be LGBTQ?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
hold on. So they put a multiverse version of Superman being gay.
See, like what is their problem?
And Cap, what you saying is so right. If I could, like nobody want to deal with. They don't want to deal with the fact, like, okay, you're gonna push them out of your category because you don't want the light to shine on the truth.
Right.
But then, so what category you gonna put them? You gonna put them in the black movie, the black black people's movie section? What you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a part of their community. He represented a part of their community, and that story that Captain Mashak just showed with the cat from Louisiana, that show you that exists in their community because he met that man on a gay app, and his fantasy. His sexual twisted fantasy was to have sex with him and then eat him.
Yeah.
Then put him, you know what I'm saying, on a what they call the shish kebab. We got to get graphic. Y'all want to be celebrating Halloween and all that. The UPK, we gonna bring it to you, man. You understand? We're not gonna stop with this. Commander GEN.YAHANNA then authorized us, and we're gonna continue to bring truth on you all day long, man. The LGBTQI community, you got to answer for Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, own up to that, man.
Water, Captain.
Yeah. We owning up to all the drug dealers, all the killing, all the murdering that going on. You're blaming us.
Come on, man.
For the blaming for what you call it again? For all the crime.
Right.
All the crime they're blaming us for. But now you ain't want to take this? Nah. How do you say? Put that in your pipe and smoke it?
Yeah, man. Put that in your tea, man. Put that in your morning cup of coffee. Because listen, Natak, you so right. Like, before we had you know, all those good and clean, dignified movies where black people will play in more acceptable roles and positive roles. Before Black Panther, there was Nino Brown. Right. And black people had to accept that they was depicting that part of our truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Before all of that, when they're showing all these degrading images, like on that not Training Day. What's the other one with Denzel where he played the drug dealer?
Yeah, it's Training Day.
No,
About Wesley Snipes?
No. What's the movie escaping me now? Where
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He was in Harlem.
Oh, yeah. Sugar Hill.
No, with Denzel.
Or
even Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
Even Sugar Hill. I'll take that too. American Gangster.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
When they show, you remember the scenes in American Gangster when he went down there and he put on the Afro wig and the glasses because he went to check the block to see how the Blue Magic was moving and how many women passing with the babies high and sisters butt naked or half dressed to buy drugs. We had to accept that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We had to accept that shit on our way to the representation we wanted. Now, that's how people in the world think, for sure. Not us in here, but as a people. Now, if you want to be represented in any kind of way or considered equal, then shit, y'all gonna have to take Jeffrey on the chin, man.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Listen, man, if you could take a dick, you could take Jeffrey.
Oh,
God damn, Salakia.
Come on, Cap. Yo, hey, Cap.
Salakia. If you could take it long and strong, then you could take 10 episodes of Jeffrey. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, own up to that.
You gotta take that, man. You gotta have that, man. You gotta accept that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like that thing Ash was referring to. Ash, the article you sent, I think it given me some problems, but I could pull up the image.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could pull up the image, and that's something we definitely shouldn't forget, because that's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Where they had, I know you all remember where they had the cartoon image where now there's a LGBTQ Superman. You understand? There's a LGBTQ Superman. So now you get representation with a black superhero, with a homosexual superhero.
Right.
Before all the dirt from the LGBTQ community, nah, man, you gotta go through your Nino Brown phase.
Exactly.
You gotta go through your Amistad phase and your roots. You gotta go through your roots phase when they depicted us like real low down. Even though that's part of our history, that's something so much so that people modern day, they don't want no more movies like that. You hear them saying it, man. We more than slaves. We tired of the slave movies.
Right.
Well, it's time for the LGBT community to get some of their movies, their history.
Exactly.
Their unsung history. Please,
And you know what's so right. And the thing is, it's funny because they say art imitates life. And we talking about movies. And when you click on a movie, sometimes you see that thing come across the screen that said, viewer discretion is advised.
Right.
But when they don't want to even have it in their category, you won't even acknowledge that this happens in your community. So it lets you know we're dealing with a group of people who hate the truth.
Yeah.
You hate the truth that you were born what you were born. You want us to participate in your role play of your identity when you have an identity crisis, and you are an identity extremist, by the way. But then when you dismember a man and eat him after having sex with him, or having sex with the part after you dismember him, what does that tell you about that, man?
Right.
Like you have a serial predators in that community, and best believe drugs is involved in that too. I didn't get to see the series, but don't think that date rape don't happen in the LGBTQI community.
With Kahana, I could tell you right now, you're a prophet out, because he was drugging the piss out of them damn sodomites.
Come on, man.
He was pulling up to them in the club and all them little freaky, the glow sticks club.
Yeah.
The uns music, uns. Brother, let me buy you a drink, and dumping all Escobar's cocaine in a drinker.
Good night.
All of it. You know what I mean?
So what you said, then now, like you said, Cap, now you add the drug element to the whole situation. Now you have definitely a major criminal aspect going on here. So you have not only the murder, the homicidal actions of it, but you have the drug actions that lead to that. That lets you know now that was heterosexual. Once again, they want to have, like Cap Ox brought out about Superman. Now I can imagine he's fighting against a heterosexual villain. I guess a heterosexual villain who want to be with women. He gonna fight a I guarantee it's gonna be a heterosexual villain that he gonna conquer.
Yeah,
and that is correct. One of his enemy is a heterosexual villain. But can I bring out something else, right? Since we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer and saying the LGBTQ community should own up to that, let us not forget, I mentioned him earlier, John Wayne Gacy was also part of that community.
Yeah.
Yes.
You saying the guy that inspired it, Pennywise came from that guy right there. Even Steven Spielberg said he got the idea of it from John Wayne Gacy.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if you could just get past the first episode for those of you who haven't seen it. Because after that, after the first and a half episode, I couldn't watch it no more. Then the brothers tell me, watch the last episode, because he met his end like a prophet went to him, like a priest of the Lord. And I'm not saying a priest of the Lord went to him, but brother, that man is a brother killed him, executed him in jail. That man, what he said to him, yikes. He went up in there like the angel of death himself, brother. All he was missing is the sickle and the hood. And went up in there and gave him swift justice, swift. And that's when I start going back and watching, different pieces of it. Like, it's okay. For somebody in the world, they're going to miss out a whole ton of the elements of the whole thing surrounding him. But for Brothers in the Truth, it's an excellent, I don't know, like it's a body of work where you could pick it apart from the Christianity. I'm gonna big up Kazak. I don't know where the hell he is tonight. So like it, Kazak, if you're here, jump in. Because I taught a class this week, brother. And I mean, exposed, one of the reasons why Dahmer was able to get away with what he got away with, because a few of his victims got away. At least 5 of them got away. And they went and called the police, and the police came back to his apartment or his house with the victim. And he said, yeah, that's my boyfriend. He just high right now. He drunk. We just had a fight. I just went to the store to get him some drinks. Come on in here. And walk. One of them was 14 years old. Walked the 14-year-old boy right into the apartment. Jeffrey Dahmer ate him. And the reason for that is because of this here. And Kazak brought it out real so right. So right. Let me just show you all this picture here. If I could. Let me know if you all see it. Yeah, get that, brother. That shit is absolutely genius,
Right.
That is Caesar is Jeffrey.
That's
and
right.
them shades was part of his damn superhero costume down there. Because at one time he started carrying himself like he was P. Diddy. He wrote books from prison. His father was, distributing the books. He was selling his autograph from prison. And that damn shades, brother, you put that shades on Caesar, that's Jeffrey Dahmer. And that's what they would look at when they see him. Like a white man. What do you mean a white man was doing this? A white man was doing that? Nah, couldn't be. And the amount of calls these cops get, the amount of calls they got, victims got away and went and say, hey, he's drugging people and killing them. You all go check him out. They said, nah, please.
Now, Salaka, why you say it's so heavy too? Because it's the same thing with that Wayne Gacy guy. You go check it out. He was to make him like, okay, he made himself look like, like he was this nice guy. He was in the church. You understand? He was a engineer. So they didn't look at him. One of them got away, and I believe they went to the cops also too, but they didn't lock him up right away. I forget exactly how they lock him up. I think they end up searching his house.
They end up searching the house after a few more calls.
Right.
And the smell.
And and then to find he had 28 bodies right buried in around his yard.
Yeah.
And 35 under the floor of the inside of the house.
Yeah, I think it's 30 something that they accuse him of in total. Now, Ash, listen, it's so heavy because they have him in the Dahmer show as well. After they put Dahmer in prison, they're showing you Jeffrey Dahmer watching him on TV as they raid in his house and some of the people he killed, and he would dress up as this clown when he tied them up naked after he done raped them and beat them to death and pretend to be baptizing them, saying he's Catholic and he's baptizing them. So, Ash, what you saying there about the inspiration for it with Pennywise? That's John Wayne Gacy in the clown suit. And once again, why clowns? Because children like clowns. Children like clowns, and they want to get to the children.
Damn right.
And they're always going after the young ones. Go ahead, Slaki.
Cap, what you saying is nuclear. And even in the month that we in now, Halloween, the costume, All of that. You want to know why the UPK don't celebrate the Commander Gen.YAHANNA and that teaches the scriptures when he teaches the scriptures about not celebrating these holidays, because you can rest assured there's going to be children that's going to be come up missing this month.
Yeah,
you're going to go to get candy, and who knows if that same situation don't happen this month. You understand? Because of the evil celebrating something. It like every ghetto in the house, I mean every house in the ghetto is almost a haunted house in a way.
Yeah.
Already, you already living in a haunted house. You don't have to get spider webs and all that. You just go in a house where we live in our community, and you see how we living. You understand? You know, they ain't just wearing masks in Halloween. They wearing ski masks year round. I ain't got to tell you that. But this right here is showing you why we shouldn't celebrate this and what this community targets. There's an element of that community that targets children. Captain Shock brought it out spot on. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on in these communities, man.
And that's why they're all in their school. They're trying to push that. They're putting the flag. They're trying to push that in these elementary schools with these kids. Like they're full out trying to attack these kids into creating gays. That's right. They actually create gays. They're creating people like this right here. That's right. They're gonna create people like this, and then wonder why he did what he did, because he created people like this,
and not just creating them, allowing them the room to fully explore the deviance.
Yeah, that's
right. It's one thing to have a byproduct, because that's how they're going to try to describe this shit. They're going to say this was a byproduct of a poor home or a father that was cold and not affectionate. It's one thing to have a byproduct of something. They ain't going to say they manufactured it. We know they're manufacturing it. They're going to say this was the results of different things.
Right.
But then there's another thing to say, here, this area here, go play there and explore yourself, find yourself. And that's even more heinous. Like how Commander Gen.YAHANNA said a few years ago when he was battling one of them preachers, half a sort of mind preacher on them preachers panel, when he said no sin is greater than any other sin. And the general had to check him, and he said, yes, sin is sin. He said, but the problem is you allow homosexuals to come in the church and you encourage them to proliferate their actions. That's the problem. You could come as you are, but you can't stay as you are. And that's what the church does. The church allows them to go deep into that thing and be flamboyant and never curtail that shit and cut it off.
That's right.
Never do it.
It's a lock if I can too, Cap. What you saying is so right, because the scriptures say that they strengthen the hand of the wicked. Like the evil now has a support system. The evil now like you saying, they got a platform now. And then there's a number that they can call if you tell them that they're wrong. There's a 1-800 number that they can call and make you take classes because you don't agree with how they act on the job.
Right.
In a professional setting, in a controlled environment. But you have to be the bad guy because you recognize what is.
Right.
And that just is so heavy what you're saying, Captain. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a platform, and this society promotes, like the Bible say, they strengthen the hand of evildoers. They give them a support system. They finance them. They give them media attention. They put them. They give all these different things to do evil.
Yeah. And protection. They give them that protection, brother.
Come.
They give them that protection. And the Bible describes these people as being violent too. You go take a look back in with the first story of Sodom and Gomorrah, with them Sodomites and them. They were very violent. They were, you know what I mean? They were very violent. They fit into, you know what I mean? And then with the Benjamites and them, when they kill the woman, you understand what I'm saying? Like homosexuals, or I should say gays, they're violent. You understand? And Jeffrey Dahmer was a very violent person. It so happened he ate people too.
Right. I mean, ridiculously violent. Violent. You could see, and then man, like it's okay. from a teaching standpoint and being able to break some shit down, you're gonna get a whole ton of material from it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And listen, I ain't saying this for to go, because it's so good, but it gives you insights into some shit that was happening then. Because they really integrate the race aspect, the whole the time when homosexuality was a shameful thing. And you could see the cops getting so many calls about Jeffrey Dahmer. He was arrested 4 times and they let him go.
Good.
For different things. For different things, he was arrested 4 times. His neighbor was a sister. He had an apartment. His neighbor would smell the dead bodies.
Yep.
Hear him beating them to death. Hear him sawing their bones apart. Smell the bodies cooking and burning in the acid. Brother, she called them and called them and called them, and they would come and they would leave. They would come there and they would leave. They would come there and they would leave. She would see some of the victims running away, half high, half naked, calling the cops. She trying to tell them, hey, check this boy's age. He ain't a grown man. They're like, well, he said that's his boyfriend, Let's get him back in the house.
So lucky. And you talk about white privilege. Like this film, and like what you're saying, is a microcosm of what goes on, and it should be a case study, like you said, Captain, on a lot of these things, on like a lot of this psychotic behavior and how it happens. And rest assured, once again, like you said earlier, they want to humanize him. That's why they don't get into an action movie. They just go to killing and shooting a whole bunch of people. Don't give a backstory of who they shot and everything. But when you give a backstory, it humanizes the person. Exactly. It gives sympathy for the person. And see, this is what they want. Like, if the police wouldn't have failed on doing their job, people's lives would have been saved.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was they failed to do their job. Why? Because the white privilege stopped them, prevented them from doing their job.
Yeah.
So because of his whiteness, it cost people their lives. That's another. It's like you said. There's so many different avenues to deal. There's a full spectrum to deal with this whole situation, man. But this is why the I.S.U.P.K is always right. We talk about these issues, man. You understand? You have to recognize white supremacy, no matter the costume. Whether it's Cedric Beaujeu, whether it's Sesame Street, or whether it's Halloween, you have to recognize white supremacy. And we teach you how to recognize white supremacy in the I.S.U.P.K.
If I could too, Captain, like it was kind of like goes hand in hand with racism and serial killing, because if we're gonna talk about the combination of two,
could you try again?
Sorry, Siri's nosy sometimes.
Siri trying to interrupt so we could save Jeffrey.
I know. But if we're talking about racism,
could you please try again?
It's almost like they go hand in hand. If we're going to talk about that, then we might as well put Planned Parenthood in the basket too, because it's a system of mass murdering. You know what I'm saying? But black babies, brown babies, and it's consistent every year. You know what I'm saying? They should make a Netflix about those mass murderers. You know what I'm saying? The system that we living in, developed by mass murderers. If you consider all that,
and those Planned Parenthood people are largely LGBTQ as well.
Look at that.
They have an aversion for the product of a man and a woman.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? But Isaiah Howard has said the cops asked him what he was doing living in a building like that with blacks. So right, I forgot about that. The whole apartment building he in is like a project. And he is a suburban, well-to-do white boy. You could tell he's out of place. And they say, what the hell you doing here? And he's like, that's the only place I could afford, sir. And the cop say, you lying. You knew they had no protection. You knew they had this. That's another thing you're going to see in the show. There's no men in the building. It's women, single mothers, and children.
Oh,
Jeffrey Dahmer was able to go in there and do what he did because ain't no niggas was around.
That's it.
Ain't no brothers was around. I watched that. I was like, one of them ran out the building, and I'm like, well, surely they're gonna be some brothers on the block grabbing a drink or rolling dice, doing something. They're chilling, brother. Nobody. It's just single women and children in the building arc. And he just telling the woman whatever he wants, and he moving, he going through. Black men is needed, man.
That's right.
Black men, like you homosexuals, you say toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity would have saved them sodomites' life.
That's right.
Toxic masculinity would have stopped Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wow.
And on the other side, as the Bible says, Esau is a cunning hunter.
That's right.
Like he knew to go in there because he knew he could have used the race card. Well, I'm white. They're black. They just want me out the building. So they would say whatever. So they would call the cops. So he was able more likely just to stay there and and do whatever he was doing.
Anything.
Anything. Like you telling me she hearing the bones and them getting so smelling, flesh getting. You understand what I'm saying? Like that is crazy. As you say, brother, that door would have get kicked in.
That door would have get kicked in. That's what I'm saying. Just think of how our communities are. Yeah. And that brothers would run the risk of violating the sanctity of your home if they figure some foul shit going on in there.
That's right. And the proof of that is a brother beat his head in prison.
Oh man, brother.
That's a proof that
I ain't advocating.
Brother would have been, he would have been. No, I'm not advocating it.
No. I know you're not. I'm just saying the disclaimer for the fools who looking online. Who gonna take the sound bites. And they're gonna do to you what they did to Iverson. Practice. Yeah, you're gonna be. This is gonna be the clip. The proof of that is they beat his head in prison. The proof of that is they beat his head, and they're going to search. I'm bringing it right back. We don't advocate that shit. But once again, if you put the UPK in charge, there would be no Jeffrey Dahmers. Yeah. And for the ones who are already existing in jail, we'll have our people stay far away from them. We wouldn't have them beat their goddamn head. And now you area nation fools, y'all might do something. But once again, I think everybody should go watch that and hear what the brother told him. So the brother checked him. He's like, you ate people, you this, you that, you caused their families pain because along with the homosexuality, there was the race element. It was a strong race element. If I could play one video here for you just to help prove it. There was a strong race element. Now, this is from the show. This is when they interviewed him in the damn prison.
One guy was black, and Chicano, and another was Indian, or American Indian. It was just about as I thought it would be.
That was his main fetish. That was his absolute main fetish. And that brother in prison went to him and be like, you caused these families pain and you preyed on people. So now justice is gonna have to come. Right. He's like, okay, just before that, apparently, because he was watching John Wayne Gacy on TV, John Wayne Gacy was telling the media, I'm a Catholic. I believe in God. I believe in Christ. And I made my peace with God already. I don't mind getting the needle. I made my peace with God. I'm good. So he thought that he needed to go do that too. So he went to the chaplain and asked to get baptized. So he went and got baptized, and in his mind, he is forgiven for all the sins. So he tell the brother, he say, listen, I'm a Christian too. And the God I serve gave me repentance. The brother said, I'm a Christian too. And my God is a God of vengeance and justice.
Good night.
And we don't serve the same God. And today you're going to get what God wants for you. He said, what you don't understand is God is merciful, but sometimes he sends his vessels to do vengeance. And brother, that's from the Bible.
See, look,
Brother, the shit. I watched the shit, and listen. Here's the kicker. He said, "You cut them up."
You had to say spoiler alert.
So listen, spoiler alert to the LGBTQ.
Right.
Brother, he was cutting them up. So the brother is like, "You cut them up, and you did this to them, and then Dahmer said, no. I drugged them first so they won't feel anything." The brother said, "Oh, well, you gonna feel all of this." And he went to work. He went to, brother. I mean, I think that speech needed to be, put in a, on a sheet, like, goddamn,
So lucky.
Please,
you're so crazy, Captain. How you put that in high, like it just shows you this Christian cannibalism that goes on. And then keep in mind, it shows you how poison religion is. That he believed that he could do this and still receive redemption, still be redeemed from what he was doing, and he hid behind religion, like most serial killers do. Come on, man.
Once again,
right?
Like Christianity is the whole thing right here,
right? And they don't understand why we say Christianity is the mark of the beast.
That's
like it takes a beast to eat a human.
Yeah.
It takes a beast to devour a human. It takes a beast to do, because these are not human traits that we're talking about here. These are animalistic things that we talk about. When we bring these things out on a spiritual level, we challenge our people to be on a spiritual level to see these things. A lot of them, you're so carnal minded, you just look at the murder, but you don't understand what the deeper issue is. And I can understand why the LGBTQ wanted that video off of there, because there's a bittersweet element to justice.
Yeah.
To them, because they see, okay, he being judged because he was gay or because he ate them?
Right.
Because in their mind, because he's gay. They're not worried about that he ate the people. He could have ate the people and not be gay, but because he's gay, you got a problem with this. Because now you're trying to categorize, you're trying to marginalize us with Jeffrey Dahmer. You got every alphabet has a demon. Every demon has an alphabet.
That's right.
You can add a plus sign to whatever. What alphabet fits Jeffrey Dahmer? That's the question we want to pose to the LGBTQI community. Because he engaged in sexual activity with these men. He just happened to be a serial killer.
Yeah, that's it.
Sodomizing them was enough. They couldn't just sodomize them. He had to saw them with the bone.
Listen, Kahan, if I could, like we always get into these battles with this LGBTQ whenever they had the Pride Month or they feel to walk by the camp, and the members of the LGBTQ of our nation, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, they would always say, "I'm gay first."
Right.
I was born this way.
Right.
Right. So, like you just said, he's gay. He just happened to be a serial killer. He was gay first.
Right. That's right.
You understand? He was gay first. Don't try to make it seem like he wasn't gay and he was just, he was gay first. Y'all say people was born that way. Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. He was gay. Like you don't get to pick a time when race comes and the gay comes. Right. Because when we're trying to tell you you're black first, you'd be like, no, I'm a gay person that happens to be black. Well, no problem. Well, no problem. Jeffrey Dahmer is a gay person who happened to be a goddamn serial killer.
Water, Captain. So, like, can I say one thing, Captain?
Please,
and you know what? And you know what else? This is the Lord, boy. The Lord is so merciful. This is a flashpoint for all our brothers and sisters that live in that lifestyle. This series that came out is a flashpoint for Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians who are in the LGBTQI community. Because you've seen who he targeted primarily. Yep. You've seen what his top choice of meat was on the menu. And it was you. Yeah. And the Lord know how to get truth out of you. He's an expert on getting truth, getting to the truth, and getting it out of you. You already had it with the abortion thing. Same thing with you LGBTQ, you lesbians. And all of a sudden, nobody knew what a woman was until the Lord said, okay, no problem. Nobody know what a woman is. Let me take the right for you. Take the abortion rights from you. Now everybody know what a woman is. Now it's women's rights.
Right.
Now everybody know what a woman is now. All of a sudden, nobody could define what a woman was.
That's right.
God stripped you of what you thought that you needed to be a woman.
Right. It wasn't lesbian rights.
The what?
Tranny rights or queer rights. It was women's rights. You're so right about that. Like they want to interchange when it suits them. When it's time to play, they whatever. When it's time to get punished, no, it's a woman. It's a man. It's a white man, or he was a serial killer. Let's get it down to first. He identified as a gay man. That's who he's going to be, and you're going to own that thing.
That's right.
You're going to own that thing all the way. And it's so heavy that so many of these serial killers, see John Wayne Gacy, that Dylan Storm Roof, you got to look at him now.
Right.
You know, Adam Lanza, you remember Adam Lanza? He shut up that school, Sandy Hook. The Joker, James T. Holmes or John T. Holmes, whatever his name is, PhD student who dyed his hair like a clown.
Right.
Like it damn near like we do in the FBI work for them. The serial killer, the profile of a serial killer is first a gay white male.
That's right.
Right.
It's
and
first that.
So like, and it's so heavy, Cap, and they all deal with they all have to be in a costume or a cosmetic retransformation. Like you said, what's up with the makeup? What's up with the costume? What's up with you not identifying? They all have an identity issue, which leads to a serial violence, you know what I'm saying, to being a serial killer. They all have that thing. Like, once again, the prophets are surgical with this. The UPK was surgical. We're going to have a surgical examination. We're going to dissect this thing from top to bottom. And the Bible, what you think the priests of the scriptures did in that temple? They were your psychiatrists. They were your doctors. They were your psychiatrists. They had different offices, but they dealt with the affairs of Israel.
Right.
So you hear us say that you're dealing with an unclean spirit by being in that quote unquote lifestyle. We trying to keep you from danger.
Yeah.
We telling you what thus said the Lord, because when you get involved in that, you are subject to be a prey. Once again, we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah.
And we are sheep led to the slaughter by following these fabricated. Look at this clown here, man.
Yep.
You can't even go to a movie theater and you talking about trick or treat, talking about Halloween is for the kids. The prophets are warning you, man, to stay away from this, man. I yield, Cap.
Listen, you so right. You so right. Big up Royal Ranger. Royal Ranger first said he eating black flesh for power. Listen, after I seen the damn, I've seen all of it, but the majority of it, he had a love-hate relationship with the 12 tribes of Israel. He wanted to be black so goddamn much. He just had to go eat black people. And then he said many of those serial killers in America are they are all professionals. And that's true.
Right.
That's true. Like, these ain't, trailer park, hillbillies. These is professionals. This fool here was a PhD student.
Yep.
Right.
He was a PhD student.
I remember.
And he wreaked havoc in Aurora. You know what I mean?
If I could too, Cap, it's so crazy, man. It's like how you try to tie in religion. I just want to just bring this point out with the whole cannibalism thing, and just bring it on a spiritual level with our people. Christ told us that this is my body. When he at the last, what they call the Last Supper, he told us to eat. This is my blood, drink of it, meaning put me inside of you. He's talking about spiritual. He wanted us to live like him. You understand? We should take this Bible and we should digest it. We should digest what Christ did so we can be servants of Christ, man, and following Christ. These devils don't understand. They don't understand this Bible, man. Yeah. You better believe in his sick twisted religious mind that once again he thought that religion gave him the passport to do this, and how he could just get dipped in water and he be gonna be saved. This is what you're dealing with, man. And with enough of this type of behavior, you're gonna destabilize a whole community. You have a serial killer living in the projects, surrounded by women and kids, and you telling us you need a black man in the house, you need a Hispanic, a Native American, Indian man in the house. You don't need no man around. You can, like, you in quote unquote independent women. I don't need a man. Well, guess what? You drop a few Jeffrey Dahmers in your neighborhood, you're gonna need a man then. You're gonna see how much that degree and that job gonna keep you from getting ate alive or getting your sons ate alive, man. You understand? You better wake up.
Yeah, you listen. You so right on. Like now, you got to look at these oppressors differently. You got to look at them differently. Like I remember a few years ago, I'm trying to get my daughter in one of them schools in DC, and I'm a little bit on the extreme side of shit. And I used to be wondering if I'm taking this shit too serious. Now I realize that was the Lord, because I distinctly remember going on a school tour, and this was a pre-K 4 class. So that's around 4 years old. And they got, two teachers. It's a kind of two-teacher system. And they in the library, they carry us in the library to show us these two teachers who going to be teaching her when she comes into the school and, interacting with another class. And one of them he is squat down. Like how kids squat down to play in the dirt? He's squatting down to show some of the child something in the book. And his shirt rolled up, and he has a tattoo all the way across his lower back. And I'm like, brother, at that point, I really just, I damn near ended the tour. I was like, all right, cool, I've seen enough. I'm impressed. I'm highly impressed. I said, yeah, we ain't coming back here. Like, why would somebody like that be around children?
Right.
What are they going to teach? Why, if I could see that, what the kids going to ask him?
Right.
Mr. So-and-so, what's that on your back? And he gonna explain it to them and what? Introduce them to some shit? Nah.
Right.
It's all good. Y'all could keep that deviancy for your children. Y'all could keep that deviancy for you. And that's the key to this damn separation. Let the poison stay over there, man.
That's right.
Let it stay over there.
That's
you don't need to come over here with us. You could have that poison stay right over there.
That's right. Salaki and Captain Mashad, like I said, once again, you got an excellent example right here, Captain Mashad, of a father. And how and the importance of a father. Like Captain Mashad said, we need to be spiritually quarantined from these people. Okay? Every virus needs a host.
Yeah.
We need to be spiritually quarantined from these people. Why? Now they can be whatever they want to be over there.
Yeah.
But over here we have teeth.
Yeah.
And it could not turn out the right way if our children are involved, or our women or our brothers are involved. That's what we need. That's what you need. See, in here, Commanding General Yohanna, the I.S.U.P.K, have provided a hierarchy.
That's right. That's right.
And if you don't see you need that now,
that's true.
I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe you need to be another Jeffrey Dahmer. Maybe there need to be a Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0 with you being a starring supporting cast. Am I right?
Co-star, yeah.
The co-star.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to see your name in the credits.
With a 5 minutes.
The what?
God damn.
Uncut version.
And you best believe they're gonna have some more after this damn series.
Yeah.
Right.
This series is going to inspire those serial killers, those gay men who happen to be serial killers. It's going to inspire them. It's going to, it's going to do something to inspire them. And, again, you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, not only should we separate from the oppressor, we are separate from his ways. Like, this should tell you should not be a homosexual.
Yeah.
Because the AIDS picked up where Dahmer left off. The monkeypox picked up where Dahmer left off. You know what I mean? Don't wait for the next thing to come around before you change your life, man. Before you stop doing all this nonsense. You know what I mean?
And it's to show you too, as I say, there's many ways you could look at it. Many ways you could look at it when it comes to, especially with the religion. Now you have these men going and saying that they make the peace with the Lord. And where they get that from?
Right.
Because these priests molesting kids in the church, and they getting forgiven. And now you molest somebody in America, you in Brazil. You molest somebody in Brazil, you somewhere in Europe. So now, you know what I mean, it's to the point whereas, you know what I mean, you could just be left to your own deviancy, you know what I mean, until you get caught. You know what I mean? Once you get caught, you know what I mean, then you got to answer for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it shows you the role that, you know what I mean, this religion has to play in, you know what I mean, in our lives, basically. What you say in these gay people lives.
Come.
Listen now, what you say in there is hold on, Salaki. What you say in there is, brother, is so right. If I could just play one video here, big up Officer Nakashwan out there in Atlanta. I keep telling him that brother needs to make a page and break down every movie because he has an excellent insight on movies, not just movies like this. I think every priest who trained up under Commander GEN.YAHANNA would grasp everything in this. But this brother, he remembers movies, producers, who inspired what. He should do it, brother. And he showed this clip. And what I was just bringing out there, just reminded me about this thing. Now, this brother here, who you seen on the screen, he's deaf. And he's one of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. But apparently Dahmer was in love with this fool because he kept seeing him. All his victims, he would kill them the same night he met them. Once they came into his house, they was dead. One night stand, that's another thing. They were all one night stands, which lets you know what's going on in the LGBTQ community, which is why the CDC was asking you to stop having sex to stop the monkeypox, because you're out of control. All his victims was one night stands. He just meet them one time. Yeah, come on over here. Yeah, I got this party. Buy your drinks and you just. I take pictures for modeling agencies, and some of them are nude pictures. I'll give you $100. Back in his apartment, you tear a hammer in your head, and by tomorrow you in the pot. This brother, he would see him over and over. Something about how this brother dealt with him. He was in love with this brother. And this brother is having a conversation with his mother. And what's called it? Them subtitles is up on the screen. But the brother is breaking it down. He damn near breaking down. And this is there's a part in here the brother said exactly what Nafak said.
Now this cat here, this character, I believe his name is Tony. He's a deaf character who they kind of make reference to Jeffrey Dahmer being in a relationship with him and at some point killing him, but then they keep doing this flashback with the mama. He's kind of gone, but he's not gone, and Jeffrey Dahmer kind of kills him. We know what Jeffrey Dahmer did. Netflix is a predominantly homosexual kind of network. They promote it, okay? If you don't believe me, anytime you go on Netflix, okay, check out the part that they show the end. It breaks up into a rainbow. It never did that before, but now it does it. Up in, I think, around the time of the pandemic, okay? Anyway, this is a scene between the mother and this cat, Tony, about him working in a condom factory. All right, now, just watch this scene, and I'm going to pause it in and out so that way y'all can understand what's going on. They're trying to humanize Jeffrey Dahmer and also kind of put a blanket over homosexuality at the same time, which is why you see a lot of things going on with the LGBTQ community. Like, oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, we don't want to be a part of that. You are a part of it because he was a homosexual and a cannibal. He's eating people, and you should bear this. Pause it.
So she's like, you need to be making something else. He's like, Mama, many people need condoms. he said, especially the church people. And then she do the sign for quit it, meaning there you go again talking about that. The deaf boy is insinuating them sodomites in the church need the condoms.
So lock it.
Because he's gay.
Go ahead, Cap. So lock it.
Come on. Come on. Y'all jump in.
Hey, if I can. You go ahead. Let me see. So lock
No, you go ahead.
We trying. Captain Shock, we trying to hold it together up here. We trying. Like it, man, listen, it is heartbreaking that this brother here was deaf. You know what that means? That he couldn't even really scream. I mean, like he couldn't when he killed, like, and it just shows you, man, like what goes on with this society, man. This brother, he was deaf, man. Like this right here, man. I mean, if you don't see the writing on the wall now, like God is warning us, man. Like he's showing us the hypocrisy. Even he understood the hypocrisy, and a lot of gays do this.
Yeah.
What he just did, a lot of gays do this. They always say, well, the Christian church can't tell me about being gay because they do all kind of unrighteous things. Remember, Satan will use your sin as leverage.
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's the name of the game. He gonna use your sin because he can say, okay, you did this. Now you got to turn your other way. You got to turn the other cheek, pun intended. For me, I got to get graphic tonight.
Yikes.
I got graphic with these
damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to turn the other cheek so I can do what I want to do because you did. I saw you do what you want to do. Once again, that's why, like Captain Shock brought out, when the general checked those pastors, they allow immorality to fester in that church.
Yeah.
Why you see the gay, the LGBTQI, they go from the choir stand to the choir director to being the over the pulpit.
Yeah.
They go from being the pastor now. See, they elevated. Why? Because of leverage, because of secrets that's kept in the closet. See, they come out the closet, but the secrets stay in the closet.
Yeah.
You see, the secret is for the leverage. I will out you if you don't condone, if you don't promote me, or if you don't do this. They do all this all this is blackmail stuff that go on in their community, and it happens all the time.
Right.
Which is why they run the TMZ, or they run to the Esquire magazine, whatever, all kind of magazines they do. You understand? They all in every celebrity and actress dressing room.
Right.
They're all in the conversations. All of this goes on because they operate in darkness. They don't operate in the light.
Yeah.
You understand? If you came out the closet, you would be in the light. But
Right.
you're still in darkness. So this just goes to show you, man. I mean, that right there, Captain Shock. Whoo. I mean, I see why they wanted it off the LGBTQI category, but it should be. Just say the Halloween edition. Just say LGBTQI horror film.
That's it.
Halloween.
That's all they had to do. They just had to own this thing out. Because every single one of his victims, homosexual. Let me tell you how bad it was. They had the homosexual club, and then they had a homosexual spa that they would go to. They call it a bathhouse. They call it a bathhouse. He killed 2 niggas in that bathhouse. The owner of the bathhouse banned him and called the police. They still didn't arrest him. They still didn't arrest him. They still didn't lock him up. They still didn't lock him up. And listen, okay, he was boiling them and eating them and soaking the stuff in acid to see how fast it would melt and all kind of shit. And he would eat their hearts. And once again, the knowledge in the Israelite school of UPK, at one time my mind ran to that Valentine's Day with Lucius Verenius and Titus Pulu, where they would eat the hearts and give each other the hearts of their enemies to show love. And these men he would murder, he would cut their hearts out and eat the heart too. But he would say he was in love with them, and he was scared that they would not accept him and come back. Because once again, they're trying to say this was any time being a homosexual was so frowned upon. So these men would take the one night stand and not build a relationship. So he would not let them leave the next day. Yeah, he had sex with them, drugged them, do whatever, and he slaughtered them right there and ate the heart so the love would stay with him. I'm like, well, like Jeffrey Dahmer celebrated Valentine's Day every day.
That's right.
He celebrated Valentine's Day every day with that heart. Just remember that next year, February 14th, when you're buying that slut some flowers and some chocolate.
That's right.
Just like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Cap,
and half us gay.
That what you saying? As you say, eat your heart out. Listen. These homosexuals then had they run. And you mad with the UPK, like they having some homosexual what's his name? Lil Nas X, he having some kind of concert this weekend. All the proceeds from that concert should go to the Brittany Griner Relief Fund from getting her out of Russia.
Yeah, right. If they was about it.
If they was really about it, about caring about their members, all the proceeds will be going to get that sister from over in Russia.
Yeah.
We getting ready to go to World War III, and she's stuck over in goddamn in a Russian gulag, and you really too busy out here putting a rainbow sticker on your behind.
Yeah.
Downtown. You understand? Enough with the games. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Calvin, like now, if we was talking about a fairy tale, it would seem like, okay, no real person's gonna eat a person to eat their heart, right? That's like a monster. That's like something that's out of a horror fic, like something that's not real. But in this case, it is real.
Yeah.
In this case, it's true.
Yeah.
The story is true.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, and the more and more I think about it too, the more and more you all, speak on it, the more and more I think, the LGBT group doesn't give a damn about black people.
That's right.
And I hope they recognize that, because their statement should be, yes, he was, he was gay, but we gay people don't eat, we don't condone this type of behavior.
Right.
But that's not the statement. They want that LGBTQ name off of Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's right.
Not which shows you they don't care about the victims.
Right.
They do not care about the victims.
Right.
Otherwise, they would speak on about the victims and how evil he was to these victims. But they didn't care about the victim. All they care about is their reputation.
Right.
You understand? That's all they cared about. Right?
Yeah.
And they want to sweep that on. No, that ain't going to get swept under the rug. Maybe in the Christian church, they'll sweep it under the rug. They might bang some tambourines and sing some songs, but not here. We'll call it as it is.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
keep that.
Listen, and who knows how much more black men done suffered at the hands of these LGBTQ and black women. We're going to always find out about the atrocities of the sisters later on.
Right.
And our people is fighting to join them in their white supremacy. The LGBTQ is your new white supremacy. They really just the white supremacists from old. They always been sodomites from the days of Rome and Greek. They always been like that, and they just seek power, and they could never ever stop. Like how Obadiah say, if thieves come to thee by night, if robbers come, surely they would leave something. But these people, they taking everything like a sodomite. Don't stop till they get enough.
That's right. That's right.
Just do it till you're satisfied. And that's what Dahmer was. Dahmer could not stop Ak.
Right.
Except when he went to prison.
Right.
He didn't kill nobody in prison.
Yep.
He didn't kill. And that's to show you, black men would have stopped him.
Exactly. Right.
So leave black men alone, they would stop him. That toxic masculinity is the cure for homosexuality.
That's right.
It's cure. That's what's needed. It's the environment to kill the culture of the parasite. I talk like the scientists.
Damn right. Hold on.
Environment to cripple the culture of the. They grow the cultures in them petri dish.
That's right.
That LGBTQ culture, the environment to kill them cultures is toxic masculinity.
So lucky, Cap. What you saying, right? It sanitizes or sterilize, however they sterilize it, it gets rid of it.
Yep.
You say, and see, gay people, the LGBTQI gotta stop thinking. See, you love to be gender fluid and you love to be in all these categories. We adding another category to you now. You act like a person can't be gay and racist at the same time.
Right.
See, that's the problem with the dark side of the rainbow. You act like a white man can't be gay and racist. Well, there's white people who are gay and hate black people.
Right.
And they will still have sex with black men and kill black men.
Exactly.
For their sexual gratification. These are things that you haven't. Once again, the UPK, we at the tip of the spear. You only gonna get this from universal practical knowledge. But you out there dealing with these things and you think it's all fun and games. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Denisha Jones. Like, exactly what Captain Arthur said, man. It's spot on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we have to examine. And the Lord has given us before he they done already opened Pandora's box already. Ain't no going back. But before the Lord in this thing, he's giving you a case study on whatever lifestyle you say you trying to follow. He's showing you. He's trying to give you mercy. He's giving you grace right now by showing you these things. Once again, he's showing you what the Lord say. I'm the author and finisher of your faith.
Right.
You don't get to edit this script called life. The Lord is the author and finisher of our faith.
That's right.
So he's the director of this movie. And he's letting you know that you out of place. You off script. You playing the wrong role. And you need to get in the right role. Get the right script. Sorry.
And Salaki, too, like what you say about him, like he didn't do it in jail, is proof he knew what he was doing. Because that demon, if that demon was in him so much, he would have there was some instance he'd have been done bite inmate.
That's right.
He'd have done bite somebody, try to bite somebody if he was sick in the mind like that. You know what I mean? If he can control himself. But it seems very well he could control himself and he choose to kill black men, Hispanic men. He choose to do it.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely
and he choose to be gay too.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
damn right.
On that.
And if I can, if a lot of the gay people, you want to sit there, a lot of you probably want to argue. We're going to probably get hate mail saying, well, you know what, if maybe he was a vegetarian, this would happen. I don't want to hear all that. He was a vegetarian. Look, we're not playing with you, man. The UPK, we bringing the truth all the way. A lot of you try to say, well, he was a vegetarian, he wouldn't. All this other gay stuff you be doing, all that was trying to say, I'm a healthy gay. I'm a healthy gay. I don't eat meat. I don't want to hear that. Salaki, I yield. Salaki, Cap.
Listen, I'm charging them until kingdom come with this Jeffrey Dahmer thing. No, I don't care. Next year, Pride Month, I'm getting a Jeffrey Dahmer picture, like how we had the Caesar Borgia. And as they marching past, I'm gonna ask them who's this? I'm gonna put the two of them up. And which one is your go? Listen, this fool wrote a book from prison named Jeffrey Dahmer versus Jesus, and the cover art is him beating Caesar Borgia ass. That shit you not talk. That shit you not. Hold on, let me see if I can find.
Damn.
He released a book from prison. I think we have Florida on the inside. Thumb. What's going on, Florida?
Hey, shalom. Y'all busting me out, thumb.
Was Jeffrey Dahmer in church?
Oh, hold on. This
is
they were strong Christians. They were strong Christians. I'm trying to get a good picture of the book for you all, Akim. Okay, I think I have it here. All right, so this is one of his books. He released a few books. You see, this is the book opened inward. So this is the back. You see the staples in the spine. One staple is here. So this is the name of this book. I'll look at the corner here. Jeffrey Dahmer versus Jesus Christ. And it's him. And he's beaten Christianity. And look at all his fans on the side with the flame in here. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, the one with the yellow shirt looked like the other guy that you showed earlier with the carrot colored hair. What's his name?
He exactly looked just like him.
Yep.
The Joker.
The Joker.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that. This was, you know, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he understood everything he was doing. There's no, you know, there's no mistake in that.
That's right. He knew what he was doing.
There's no mistake in it.
Come.
So like Captain Shawoyala,
Listen, let's get Florida in for sure.
So like Captain Shawoyala, you got any background noise? Just check see if you got any TV, anything going.
Call. 1 second, sir.
Yeah, see if you have it. Yeah, if you could shut it off, it's running for sure. You know what I mean? Give Florida a few minutes, and then come on back in.
Come.
Should be good, sir. That was me.
You know what I mean? Oh, Most High in Christ, sir. Most High in Christ. So what's going on in Florida? How things are down there with y'all?
Hey, Most High in Christ. First of all, I'd like to thank Commander General Yohanna and General Muhammad, all the generals, all the you captains that's on board right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the I.S.U.P.K. Like, I was bombarded by, you know, like concerns from every brother and every sister in terms of this, you know, hurricane that just passed, and it's past us, it's headed on up the way with other brothers, and we all the same. But Most High in Christ, everybody down here is Tawab. We had a couple of incidents. One brother's house got flooded out, so he had to, we working with FEMA and getting some things together on that. But for the most part, no injuries, nothing to be, and it's thanks to the Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Commander General Yohanna teaching us and us being prepared for certain things, you know, we can't be prepared for, you know, I ain't gonna say we can't be prepared for, but we didn't expect. So, I mean, most of the things we was on top of it, and we good to go down here, sir.
Listen, that was mighty work you all did down there. And some brothers, and that's right. Listen, you spoke right. That was right what you said. And it wasn't a mistake. If I could just put some perspective on it, when you say some things you can't be prepared for, that's because we learn the value of words and situations and the context of words from the heathen. And the heathen and other spiritual people are told they're very literal and exact. So, of course, if you prepare for something and a house gets flooded, to them, you didn't prepare for the house being flooded. We preparing so nobody dies. We preparing so we don't have to go fish a soul and body out of a river. You could get another house, you can't get another life. You get the point. So you was fully prepared, Shawoyala. You was fully prepared. You was trained up on the generals. I know Captain Kahan worked with you all down there. You all was fully prepared as always. This ain't your first hurricane.
Oh, not at all, sir. Not at all. We've been through a few of them.
You know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and again, that's all thanks to Salaki, sir. Now, if I could, I do want to give a special shout out to Captain Kahantham Yard, you know what I'm saying, down there in Louisiana, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? I've known Captain Kahan for a long time, and he made sure that nobody down here is, you know what I'm saying, is going to have to worry about a thing. And it gives me that same zeal, that same force, you know what I'm saying, which I know we all get from our King Yahweh Shai and from, you know, our leader of all Israel, Commander General Yohanna, man. So it's just it's a comfort and it's a load off to have brothers that do that, you know, and even you, Captain Mashak, saying it now, you know, to us it's just like something we deal with all the time. But for other brothers and sisters, they need to know that it's able to be done without a problem because of the teachings that we get in here, you know what I'm saying? Because of the brotherhood and sisterhood that we have, it makes it that much easier.
That's right.
If I could say one thing too, if I can, Captain Sean, like I said, shout out to all y'all brothers down there, Captain Shawoyala, Officer Rakabia, Officer Yahya, all the brothers that was down there coordinating and mobilizing and doing what they need to do to make sure that everybody was okay. It's spiritual because a storm always tests the integrity of a home, of a house. And it's so good because we're built on something spiritual. And the house, like Captain Shock said, it's not a physical house, it's a spiritual house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So always remember that when a storm is gonna come in life. Storm always comes in life. It's gonna be days, it's gonna be sunny days, but it's gonna be days when it's gonna storm. And it always shows the integrity of a house, what the house is made of. And you brothers showed what this house is made of in the UPK by banding together and being, you know what I'm saying, there for each other, for brothers and sisters in Florida. And that's what we need. We need that on a national scale. That's what we're trying to let all our brothers and sisters know out there that's watching BLACKWATCH under the sound of our voice, man. That listening to Commander General Yohanna bring these things out. That we need when the disaster comes, are we gonna band together or are we gonna die divided? You understand? That's what the key is, man. And we got everything we need with each other. If we serve the Lord, we're gonna have everything we need. I just want to say that, Cap. It's like I yield.
Listen, man. You're so right, You're so right. Give it up again, brother. Give it up again. Well, listen. Toxic masculinity is how we prepared.
Damn right.
That's what makes us so prepared. The scriptures say, consider the ant. Imagine that. The Lord in his wisdom said, consider the ant. Toxic masculinity saves lives. It absolutely saves lives. And so I know, Shawar, you would have for sure experienced it, where you telling some people pack what you need and leave the house. Not everybody would be willing to leave their house, but being that brother who got good leadership and knowing how to lead, that toxic masculinity, you're gonna get them out of that house, man. You're gonna get them to safety, get them instructions on where to go. We could always come back and rebuild, but now it's time for you to step. Now it's time for you to move. You know what I mean? Like, and here's where safety is, and here's where succor is, and here's where, you know, righteous judgment is. The wisdom that gonna save lives. You know what I mean? So, you know, talk to all the, you know, I.S.U.P.K. Florida, to you, Shawar. I know this is like your third or your fourth one where you done moving people up and down. You know what I mean? You done moving people up and down. You getting the caravans ready. From the time you know what time it's gonna hit the landfall, you already moving them to other cities out the way. You know what I mean? You haven't had one casualty yet. You know what I mean? That's very, very commendable, brother. Keep up the good work down there. And again, this is more evidence to what Commander General Yohanna is building with these black men who you in the world think is useless. This is more evidence to what the general is building, you know, in the world here with black people.
That's right.
Black men that you think, you know, could be thrown away. You know what I mean? Soon, in a very short time, we're gonna be in every street corner, in every city, in every country, raising our people up. Now, you oppressors, you know, once the children are first fed, then you could, you know, the dogs could eat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So again, good work, brother. Real good work.
Most High Christ, sir.
Anything else you wanted to jump in and say out?
No, again, like I said, I definitely want to, as many times I possibly can, give a shout out to, you know, the men above me, because hearing that is humbling as hell, because I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K. If it wasn't for Commander General Yohanna, there's no way I would care about nobody but my own house. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. And I got myself chewed out just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Not that brothers ain't doing what they supposed to do down here, but I'll get chewed out to make sure that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't die under the watch of Commander General Yohanna. And it's humbling to have a part, you know what I'm saying, just to follow orders and do it. So the water to, you know, you brothers and Commander General Yohanna and every brother and sister, these brothers here rocking with me, did a ton of work. You know what I'm saying? Rakabia, who's not here with me, you know, Kazak Damar out there in Jacksonville, like they truly care about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful thing, man.
Those brothers.
Can I say
Big
one
up
thing,
those
Cap?
brothers, man. Big up those brothers, man. Please, man.
All right. So like, and it's so heavy that GEN.YAHANNA say that, Captain GEN.YAHANNA, because in the UPK, let me tell you something. I didn't learn about manhood until I understood about brotherhood.
That's right.
And when you understand, especially from a leadership standpoint, if you are a leader, you are responsible even for what you don't know.
That's right.
And see, the Christian church, that's why we under command of GEN.YAHANNA, man. Because these so-called leaders, they don't have accountability and they don't have responsibility.
That's right.
In here,
they got no ability.
Come on, the water captain. You know what I'm saying? But in here, man, this is where we build. We are built for times like these.
That's right.
We are building men
for
times like these, times where you don't have water, where the house is gone. We are building times for times like these, and we build them in the ISUPK. You better get with it, man.
Right.
You understand? You better get with it because a storm can come anytime. And what will your leaders do when the storm comes? Who will you call? Who will you be able to lean on? Who will you call for counsel?
Yeah.
If you ain't called an I.S.U.P.K, you lacking. You understand? You're going to get the voicemail when you call the NAACP. You're going to get the voicemail when you call your pastor. You understand? That's what's going to happen.
Right. Or the man that beat in the tambourine.
Come on.
Or the choir director. Call him and see what's going to happen.
Or Jeffrey Dahmer gonna pick up and tell you come over.
That's right. Come on over.
He gonna tell you come over. He gonna say it's dry over here. Come on over. We're gonna party like it's your last night on earth.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen to you. Like, that time is drawing near, man. It's so much mercy where the Lord is separating, the Israelite school of UPK from everybody else. You know what I mean? Shit. Listen, today, I ain't gonna lie, brother. Big up the brothers in UK, Captain Parash, and that whole UK camp, brother. We out there on the streets in Birmingham. I mean, blazing, brother. Blazing the whole place down. And these Arabs were so much in their feelings, brother. They came up and they said, tell us about Joy Morgan. Why don't you talk about Joy Morgan? Because, of course, we smashing Islam. Brother, it was so glorious to answer it. We definitely got up there and told them we want to talk about, because they was walking off. Said we want to talk about her. Come on and hear about her. And we proceeded to sever ties with every Israelite group and Christian. The UPK is affiliated, and began to break down how our laws that come down forbid us to marry these Africans, and these Africans is murdering our sisters. Brother, it was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful thing to be holy and separate in sight of our enemies, brother. Like she thought we was going to run from that shit. We don't run from hurricanes, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
We don't run from hurricanes. We don't run from nothing. The UPK is the home of truth. It's that little sanctuary that the Lord put and preserve in the earth. And slowly but surely, he's revealing it. He's revealing it more and more and more, man. More and more. You know what I mean, brother? Y'all continue what y'all doing. I know you're probably about to step out and relax a little bit, down there in Florida. What's the temperature? What's the weather like now in Florida? Sure.
Oh, that hurricane cooled us down. We was at 80 and 90 just before the hurricane. Today it's been like 68, 70 degrees. So we done cooled down a little bit.
Damn. What's the name of the hurricane?
Ian,
boy. Ian ain't playing, boy. Ian come through and he cold. He left you cold. Goddamn, Ian. Shit. Good night, boy. But listen, at least you know you're alive. You're feeling cold.
Exactly.
Purple sodomites. You'd have been with them purple sodomites. Jeffrey Dahmer would have been in there with you. Everybody would have been dead. A different type of cold, you know what I mean? So definitely good work down there, brothers. Good work, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let you all go. I don't know if you all wanted to say anything or if you want to stay on. We got about 10 more minutes. It's up to you.
That brother said anything, please.
No, Colonel Khan, if I may, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir, Colonel Khan. So, I just want to piggyback on what Captain GEN.YAHANNA was saying and the experience I had myself you know what I'm saying, coming up in this troop, dealing with the generals, okay, and the captains, and it's a real, it's real, you know, real how, you know, we would not do this stuff on our own. And then you get a phone call from a general or a captain to give you instructions on how to, you know, raise up and protect and, you know, go out and feed Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and show them, you know what I mean, like how this thing is supposed to be in the earth, you know what I'm saying, in 2022, because we have no clue. You know, without Israelite School of UPK,
right,
there's no clue of how we are supposed to be behaving in the earth. And, you know, thanks to the Most High in Christ and Commanding General Yohanna and all the generals and captains that I'm able to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, actually being, you know, somebody who is able to go out and help Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, help our community, help our people become what we're supposed to be and raise us up and get us out of this condition that we in and show us how we're supposed to be treating each other, how we're supposed to, you know what I mean, live in this earth in 2022. And I just want to give, you know, a shout out, like I said, the Commanding General Yohanna, all the generals, all the captains, everybody, because I have to say for myself, without y'all, I wouldn't be able to, you know, be a part of this body that, you know what I mean, Christ set up over 2,000 years ago, sir.
Damn right.
That's all I got to say.
Right. Listen, that was well said. That was well said. That's the honest truth for every last man in here, brother. You know what I mean? And that's why the general always give us a culture of raising. We build men. I.S.U.P.K. We build men. And we're going to continue to build men. We're going to build brothers who strong and are soldiers, because there's sometimes, brother, you're going to have to soldier up in your duty.
That's right.
Not every single duty you're going to jump to with joy. There's going to be some orders you're going to get. You're going to soldier up in that shit. You're going to get that shit done, because there's brothers like you, me, Kahan, Nathak, Ash, outside right now, waiting on you to complete that order so the door could open for them to come on in here and get what we all done benefited from. You know what I mean? Like we are a different breed, and that's again thanks to the men over the school, thanks to Commander General Yohanna for holding down that spirit of being a soldier, brother. The scriptures say, endure hardness as a soldier of Christ. And that ain't just hardness in your personal life. That ain't just hardness in your financial life, or, you know, sometimes that hardness is this type of work that you all did. That's very difficult, because you giving orders, and you can't be the first one to evacuate. You understand? You had to, you know, move people before you move. And get shit done before you know what I mean?
So
come on, please,
Calvin, what you saying is so right. You know what I'm saying? It's an old saying that a captain go down with the ship. You understand?
Oh, man. Listen,
like you got to understand. See, in my short time in the truth, I've never seen a man that had zeal without will. You need both. And that's heavy. There's a testament to what that brother said. And see, in here, General Muhammad said something that was heavy to me. And he said that Black people are willing to follow. But the problem is we have weak leadership. The thing is, in here, we have strong leadership.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. We have a strong leader, Commander General Yohanna.
That's right.
You understand? And when a leader steps into an area, the environment changes. When a general comes into the room, we say Ahmad and Shabbat, Barak. We salute the general, because now the atmosphere has changed. Power has entered the room. Structure has entered. You understand? So it's so heavy what the brother's saying, and it's the thing that we all need. All of our people, men especially, need something to fight for. And in here, trust me, we're going to give you something to fight for.
That's right.
We're going to give you something to stand for. We're going to give you something to fix. And we got the tools to fix, man. So lock it, Captain.
No, you're right, You're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. The UPK is the government that you want, but the government you need, but you don't want. You know what I mean? That's who we are. That thing that you absolutely need in your life, but you don't want it. You want something else that you don't need, but you're gonna get that thing you need, and you're gonna learn to want it. You're gonna learn to value it. It's inevitable. This the way how this place is going. It's absolutely inevitable. You know what I mean? And the Lord is a perfect teacher. He's an excellent teacher. He's extremely merciful. He's gonna give you a chance and time. He ain't no punk, but he ain't no tyrant either.
That's right.
He's absolutely reasonable and merciful. Israel, it's time to listen and wake the hell up, man. It's time to stop playing the fool. You know, the club is over. The lights is on, man.
That's right.
They playing old school music.
That's right.
Last call for alcohol, and they turn the lights on. Some of them clubs back in the day used to start to flick the lights up and down, flick the lights on and off, on and off. Time to leave the party called America, man. Girl, you know what I'm talking about, man. You taking too long to leave. You taking all kind of last dance with some girl you meet on the damn center floor. They started to flick the lights, and the DJ started to play all the bullshit he got. Only bullshit just to get you out of the club. That's what's going on now, man. The Lord trying to tell you, leave the party called America, man. Leave it.
Look, Cap, you ain't had that much time. You had to hear him get the number in, because if you ain't get the number,
that's it.
First off, be like, I gotta get the number here. Time to go.
Yeah. Yes, man. That's it. That's it, yeah, I mean, so that's where we at now as a people. Man, y'all come join the I.S.U.P.K, man. Next cookout is what? Houston?
Yes, sir.
End of the month, October, I believe. October 29th or 27th. Yes, 28th, 29th, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, y'all come on down in Houston, man.
And
check out Texas.
If I could, for Houston, man, let me tell you something, man. And shout out, like, we had an excellent time in Nashville, man. It was a beautiful, all the brothers and sisters, man. And brother, let me tell you, Houston, woo! Look, it's gonna be literally black and brown. That's all I'm gonna say. Just stay. If you don't know, just stay tuned to log into your Facebook, get in contact with I.S.U.P.K. You're gonna be seeing a couple of videos of what we got in store, man. You're gonna miss a treat if you ain't coming to these barbecues with our brothers and sisters, man.
That's right.
You got a good chance to come here, man, and converse, you know what I'm saying, with our brothers and sisters. Look, we making plans, we making operations going, man. We building this thing, man. Like, man, you cheating yourself if you're not getting down with the UPK.
That's right.
You cheating yourself if you're not talking to a priest and officer in this school about the affairs that's going on in your parish, in your ward, in your county, in your city, in your state. You cheating yourself, man. We got to link up, man. Because it's time, like the Bible says, it's high time to wake out of sleep. Like, we at the cusp of this thing. You know what I'm saying? This thing can go any day. You're dealing with a dilapidated government that can't even give you clean water in Mississippi. Get down with the UPK. Drink from the living water. You understand?
That's right.
Our King Yahweh said it. The man that believing on me shall never thirst.
That's right.
Lord, I yield, Captain.
That's right. Listen, you're so right. You're so right. Especially that part with these cookouts. These cookouts, you know, people in the world look at it and be like, that's all we doing. We're going down to party. Yes, we're going down to party, but there's another element you people in the world don't value, which is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. Like Jeffrey Dahmer valued Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men more than you Christians in the world.
Right.
And I mean that with all sincerity.
That's right.
Like these cookouts, you get to meet brothers and sisters you would never ever meet in your life. Like I always think about it where we all know each other now. But brother, just thinking how they say it in an alternate universe, without the UPK, we would walk past each other on the street.
Yeah. Yep.
We would literally walk past each other in the street or beef with each other in the street.
Right.
We would not know each other at all.
Yep.
Those people should have moved out from Florida these past few days, would have been in their house waiting on FEMA or the white man to respond.
That's right.
And Shabor would have been going somewhere or just the same. Like these cookouts help you meet brothers and sisters you would never ever meet in your life, never see. A lot of brothers and sisters in the UPK are not even on social media that much. So you're not even going to get to interact with them on your daily basis. And brother, just seeing you or you seeing them will do so much for your spirit. You don't understand it, man. You don't understand, you know, the tools, the skill, and the wisdom for how Commander GEN.YAHANNA laid this thing out, man. Them cookouts ain't just about going down there and getting some good food, and the food is always excellent, and getting a drink and going and party. But brother, you getting to meet family out.
That's right.
You getting to meet family, brothers and sisters that you know would never see if it wasn't for Christ, if it wasn't for our King, man. You know what I mean? So let's do this thing, man. You know, I mean, right up on the time, Hakim. You know, once again, you know, come on, take us out, please.
So
run it down. Go ahead, Ash.
Just real quick, right? Just a reminder, everybody. This Tuesday is the Day of Atonement, right? That's October the 4th. Okay, remember it's a Sabbath. All right, but you're going to go a 24-hour period, starting at sundown Tuesday to Wednesday sundown. So the phone meaning this Tuesday the 4th, no drink, no food for every able body. Now, if you're a sister that's pregnant, breastfeeding, if you're a brother or sister, young or old, and you're taking medication that you need to eat food with to take this medication, then you can do that. Other than that, every able-bodied Israelite should go 24-hour period with, you know what I'm saying? The little kids also, because they're young, they're still growing, you know, they can eat, you know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about, able-bodied.
That's right.
Go 24 hours, no food, no drink. You're gonna act like it's a normal thing. You ain't gonna be like the Christians. You ain't gonna be like the Muslims.
Right.
You know, when you look at it, oh, I'm suffering this for God. They're a bunch of hypocrites, and Christ called them a hypocrites. All right. What you're gonna do is you're gonna carry yourself just like how you carry yourself today, just like how you carried yourself yesterday. Normal. Just go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Normal. In the right spirit, of course. Wednesday, there is no closing. You're just going to continue your normal Wednesday class, which is what? The law, right? That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? In that class, there might be 2 or 3 students that show up. You know, just have something for them, you know, pizza, whatever you could. So that way they can break their fast if they didn't already get to, you know, to eat prior to coming to your class. I just want to let you know that. After that is the Feast of Tabernacle. There's an opening and there's a closing. And that's it, Captain. Water.
Hey, to water too, Ash, for that, man. To water for that reminder. I was right on point too. That Day of Atonement is so serious and so right, and it's always good for your mind, your body, your spirit, everything for your overall discipline. And we for sure need it. You know what I mean? Tuesday, sundown, last meal before class on Tuesday. We gather for that feast. There ain't no eating in the feast.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That brother who drink any wine, make sure you drink some more water before that that last sip. It's gonna be rough on you later on because that stomach gonna be empty. And you know, as I was saying, don't fast like the hypocrites, like the Muslims do. Yep. Wash your face, get some balm for your lips. You know what I mean? Brush your teeth, get some gum, chew some gum, keep your breath fresh. Because that empty stomach, the gases coming out of there will drive away Satan. You don't open your mouth and say shalom.
If I could, one thing also, go ahead. When you brush your teeth or you use mouthwash, make sure to spit it all out. Spit it. You don't want to swallow none of that either. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get it all out. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. So
and that's it. You know what I mean? On Wednesday, sundown, you come to class, all schools try to have some food in there. It's not a closing, it's class as normal as Ash said. But you know, have some food in there, have something hot, some, you know, listen, don't shy away from the ramen. And the ramen coming good at that time. A little hot cup of soup, break that gas in your stomach, then you could pick out. Then you could do what you need to do.
If I could too, it's not like how we do the other feast days where it's food. It's just they come in class, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Something simple, you know what I mean? Something simple, boom, you know, just to break it, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, Ash, after that 24-hour fast, Israel eyes be this big, you can't tell them to bring a lot of food. Everybody to be eating, and then halfway through the meal, you got to rock back on your belly this big because in your mind, you just need to eat so goddamn. It'd be rough, but it's gonna be right, man. It's gonna be right. So you know what I mean? Listen, we're gonna be back next week. You know, same time, same channel, same toxic masculinity time.
That's right.
Same toxic masculinity channel with toxic masculinity from the Israelite school at UPK. You know what I mean? We're gonna save the earth. We're gonna protect you from Jeffrey Dahmer. We're gonna protect you from Hurricane Ian. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the job that your preachers can't do. Join Commander GEN.YAHANNA every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You all know the drill. BLACKWATCH with the heavy hitters, all the generals inside, rocking it out. Pay your tithes, Israel. Get that 10% up in here. Don't cheat the Lord. Stop cheating the Lord, man.
That's right.
And you're really cheating yourself because that 10% ain't making or breaking you. You trying to save that to pay some goddamn bill. $1 out of 10 ain't helping you.
Right.
I'm telling you that straight. You know what I mean? So with that, we out, Akim. Again, thank the whole crew for coming through, the usual suspects. And Captain Nafak, Captain Kahani, all down there in Tennessee. Oh, man, have a good time, man. I wish I could make it. You know what I mean? Schedule didn't allow. Next time around, I'm going to be there for sure.
Damn right.
You know, of course, Captain Ash holding it down, Puerto Rico, DC, Maryland, Virginia, everywhere he at, you know, always putting it in, rocking it out, you know what I mean? And this time, for sure, our guest, Captain Shawar, down there in Florida with the brothers. You know, again, good job, Akim. We're going to be back next week, Israel.
That's right.
Salam. Yamshu Shabbat.
Dumb.
Yeah. On 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and their head with that shit.
Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. U.P.K top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line into a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in the attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like ball.